Found family is a concept that anime loves to invoke and rarely earns. A team that calls itself a family in episode 3 and spends the rest of the series acting like colleagues. A guild that claims to be home but never shows you what home actually means. Fairy Tail is the exception. Fairy Tail has a specific and consistent argument about what found family means, and it makes that argument for 328 episodes without losing the thread. I have watched most of the major found family anime. Fairy Tail is the one that made me actually feel it. Not understand it abstractly. Feel it. I want to explain why. Found family as a concept means, people who chose each other, who were not born into obligation, who make each other's problems their problems out of love rather than duty. Most anime describe this. Fairy Tail demonstrates it. The difference between describing and demonstrating is the entire difference between a show you enjoy and a show that stays with you. Most anime guilds and teams share a goal. They fight together toward some objective, and the bond is a byproduct of shared mission. The Fairy Tail Guild is different because the guild itself is the point. The members do not love each other because they are chasing the same thing. They love each other because they chose to be in the same place. Makarov, the guild master, established rules that sound almost childish: protect the guild, protect your comrades, do not let your comrades cry. Simple rules. But the show takes them completely seriously and builds its entire emotional architecture on what it looks like when people actually keep those rules, consistently, across hundreds of episodes and dozens of crisis situations. The Phantom Lord arc is the earliest proof that Fairy Tail is serious about what it is claiming. Phantom Lord, a rival guild, attacks. They hurt guild members. They threaten Lucy. The response from Fairy Tail is immediate and total. Not strategic. Not calculated. Makarov marches the entire guild to war. The scene where the Fairy Tail members arrive on the battlefield, battered, some of them still injured from the initial attack, prepared to do it again, is one of the clearest depictions of found family logic in anime. Nobody asked whether it was worth it. Nobody weighed costs. A family was threatened. The family responded. That is the whole argument, and the show makes it without irony. Found family stories often have a patriarch or matriarch who provides wisdom and structure but remains emotionally distant. Makarov is not that character. Makarov is the father in the specific sense that he knows his children are disasters and loves them without condition. He finds them for property damage and he cries when they are in danger, and both of those things are completely consistent. He is the person who created the conditions for Fairy Tail to be what it is, a place where you are accepted before you have proven you deserve to be. His relationship with Natsu, with Urza, with Grey is not hierarchical in the cold sense. He chose them. They chose him. That reciprocity is what makes him work as a character rather than just a plot device. The power of friendship criticism of Fairy Tail is usually framed as a storytelling failure. The hero feels his emotions harder and the villain loses. Critics treat this as cheap. I want to offer a different reading. Fairy Tail is describing a world where the strength of your connections is a literal force. Natsu's power comes from the people he carries into battle with him, from the accumulated weight of what he has been given by his guild and what he has promised to protect. The show is not saying emotions are magic. It is saying that knowing what you are fighting for, and having the specific people that you are fighting for in your mind, makes a real difference to what a person is capable of. That is not a fantasy. That is an accurate description of how people work under pressure. The Tenro Island arc is the moment Fairy Tail commits to its own stakes in a way that the earlier arcs approached but never quite reached. Without spoiling the specific ending, the arc asks what it would mean to lose the guild. Not a battle. The guild itself. The answer the show gives to that question is the fullest expression of what Fairy Tail believes about belonging. Something can be absent for a long time and still be home. People can wait for each other across impossible distances because what was built between them is not a temporary arrangement. It is permanent in the way that the best things are permanent. That argument, made at the end of the Tenro Island arc, is as close as anime gets to something genuinely moving without being manipulative about it. Fairy Tail is on Crunchyroll, all 328 episodes plus the sequel series Fairy Tail, 100 Years Quest. If you have written it off based on reputation, start with the Phantom Lord arc at episode 24 to see the argument being made at full volume. If you want the full experience, start from episode 1. The slow build makes the later payoffs hit much harder. Subscribe for more coverage of the anime that are saying something real underneath the noise.